What have we here today? Stress less. Come up with 5 different ways to simplify your daily routine. Well, the first way to simplify my daily routine is to, first of all, anticipate my routine, which I pretty much have down. And it all depends on what kind of day I'm having. Am I having an off day or am I having to work? The way that I simplify my routine is that I make sure, for instance, that whatever I'm going to wear for work the next day is ready. It's already visible. I don't have to, the morning of, look at my closet and be like, what am I going to wear? I just grab my thing and go because I already have it laid on top of a surface that makes it super visible. Another way I simplify my life is I already have a plan for what I'm going to do for food. Am I going to eat immediately after I wake up? Or am I going to fast? Am I going to eat something that needs to be warm? Or am I going to eat something that's just in a wrapper and I just gotta tear through the wrapper and eat it? Something like that. Basically, not to overthink what I'm going to do about food. I feel like a lot of time goes wasted when you're trying to think about your meal plan, think about your food or eating plan. I have that shit figured out, and it's a pretty basic pattern that I follow daily, and it seems to work for me, so I don't have any intention to change it anytime soon. Another thing I do to simplify my life is a lot of people, for some reason, may overthink their maintenance with their appliances or vehicles. For instance, oh my God, I gotta wash dishes. Oh my God, my car needs gas, something like that. Just establish a routine, establish a pattern. When it comes to washing dishes, if I have something stupid like a fork, a spoon, a glass that needs cleaning, I don't preoccupy myself with washing it immediately. I will give it a nice rinse. I will rinse it with soap. And if I have a glass or a cup and I have just cutlery to accompany it, and those are all of my dishes, I will take my cutlery and dunk it inside the glass, and that glass will have soap and water. And I just let it sit there until I have maybe a plate and a pot. But I make sure that it doesn't go like that for more than a day, of course, because that's just gross and not particularly sanitary. But what I mean by that is I'm not stressing over the fact that, oh my God, I gotta clean this up immediately. Or, oh my God, I'm going to have to run the faucet and use soap for only these little thingies, and I'll still have more soap residue on my sponge or rag towel, and I barely did any cleaning. I feel like not only am I saving time and supplies and water and all that, but I'm also approaching the act of washing the dishes with purpose. Now, when it comes to car maintenance, gas is something that I hear people say very often they'll go like, I need gas, I need gas. I'm like, establish a day in the week in which you religiously refuel. Even if you have a long commute, establish a predictable pattern. For me, I like to refuel on Fridays, but lately, refueling on Fridays is starting to be a little bit tricky for me to achieve. So now I'm going to move that day back to Thursday. So my new refueling day is going to be Thursdays instead of Fridays. And I think I like Thursdays better because I think that Friday evening traffic is pretty savage. And I think sometimes it's an unnecessary risk to change my path in the name of getting gas. So I think that doing this on Thursday will be more efficient. In a sense, I figured that Friday was giving me problems, so now unconsciously I started to get back on track with keeping things simple. Another thing I can think about when it comes to my routine is I'm starting to be someone who I like to be more aggressive with how I manage my visits to the store to do shopping. If I'm going to go out to the store to do some shopping, I like to make sure that I'm good for pretty much the whole week. I know exactly when Dusty is going to need litter. I know when he's going to need liners. And with me, I know when I'm going to need to replenish on things like milk, water, or whatever I'm eating throughout the week. I just make sure that I visit the store just once a week, as opposed to every fucking day I'm making dumbass stops for one thing. You ain't never gonna catch me stopping at a store voluntarily just to pick up one little thing, like a bottle of water or some juice or no, none of that bullshit. I like to go somewhere with purpose. I think that also keeps me out of trouble, because if I'm driving every day unnecessarily, I feel like I'm putting myself at risk of, say, an accident because of how stupid traffic is and how riskier people drive nowadays. Those little factors, I'm not going to think too deep about the benefits of not being out unnecessarily. But just to give you one quick example of why that's simple and meaningful to me. Another thing is laundry is something that I guess I can say I like to treat as if it were grocery shopping as well. I like to go do my laundry with purpose. I can't do it weekly. I like to have enough clothes to wear. When I go do the laundry, it's like a medium-sized affair that I have perfectly under control, and after I get it done, I don't have to do it for a while. And finally, I think I'm on reason number 4. Another way I simplify my life is I also try to make sure that no matter what, my time is respected. Once I punch out, matters from work do not chase me. Once I'm done, say, working out, I am ready to go home. I'm not going to be socializing. I'm not going to be going out shopping. None of that bullshit. It's religious time to heal and to have for myself and to be lost in myself with myself. And another thing that I like to do when it comes to time management is have a routine to where I know at what time of the day I'm gonna vlog, unless something extremely unexpected or exciting happens, and I may switch up at what time that happens a little bit, but know the time that I have designated for the clothing matter, be the time I have designated for the video making matter. And that's why you guys may not read from me in the comments until I make a conscious effort to make it to a comment section. And I'm at least trying to, once I do a round of reading through comments, I will acknowledge you immediately. But it is one of those things that I'm like, if I'm making the video, I won't have time for the comment section. But if I'm going to make time for the comment section, then I may need to throttle the video production, because realistically, this is eating into my time designated for vlogging. And that's why when my comments replies begin to make their appearance, it's usually at random times in the day, and it's because I'm either sacrificing my recreational time for that, which I don't consider a sacrifice because it genuinely can be fun for me, but I'm making sure that I'm not doubling my recreational time. Say, if I spent time reading the comments, now I don't have as much time to be watching videos or playing games, whatever it is that I may do as recreation. So those little things help balance me out in a way that I think it helps keep my life simple. And one of the keys to simplicity is predictability. Why would I venture out of a routine, cycle, pattern that works for me and that I have taken years to refine? Well, there you guys have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I know that this is a subject that is going to look very different for everybody, because we all have different jobs, different circumstances in life, and what works for me definitely may not be reproduced by people in general. So it's one of those things that you're just going to have to figure out what works for you and be honest with yourself about it. There were some things that I was doing before that I said to myself, realistically, this doesn't work for me. It's making me miserable. What can I do? How can I change it? And just change it. Give it a try. Don't be afraid. Okay. Bye.